one of these chilies is made with beef brisket and one isn't. Welcome along to Barbecue Life, where great barbecue doesn't cost a fortune. So today we are making chilli, and we're going to be getting straight in with our oil in our Dutch oven. And then into that we are going to add our peppers and onions. So we've got 2 onions here and 2 peppers, so we've gone for a red and a yellow. The colour's not really going to matter because it'll all kind of meld in together anyway. We need to get that sort of sautéed down, so just going to keep it moving. And once it goes a little bit translucent, we can then add our chilies. So we've got chilies and garlic here, 4 cloves of garlic and about half a jar of pickled jalapenos. Get them in and get them mixing around as well. Once that garlic gets really fragrant, that's when we can start to break this fry. So we're going to go in with our spices. So the full amount of spices will be in the description below. And then a beef oxo cube and a vegetable oxo cube. Vegetable ones are always a bit harder to get out of the packet. So let's get that incorporated in, and we want them peppers and onions really covered in them sort of herbs and spices, and they'll help carry the flavour through the whole chilli. Then we're going to break that fry with about a tablespoon of Worcester sauce. And we're going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of tomato puree and 2 heaped teaspoons of chipotle paste. So this will give us a nice bit of heat to the chilli as well as a nice smoky depth. Then we're just going to get that incorporated into them peppers and onions again. And probably stick to your spoon, so you're going to have to knock it off and just get it all moving around that pan. Now we're going in with 2 cans of plum tomatoes, and then we just take a potato masher and we can give them a good mash down. So I always use plum tomatoes because I think the flavour's better than chopped tomatoes, and then that potato masher will just mush them together, so making them into that sort of pasty consistency that we want. Then we're going in with a can of kidney beans, and then I always like to add another bean into my chilli as well. I think butter beans are a really nice one to add in, and we use the water out of the cans for each of those as well. It'll be a nice starchy water to help thicken up the chilli. Get them incorporated in. And then we just shut that lid and we're just going to let it simmer. So the Kamado was set for about 150 degrees C today, so not too hot, just so that it's going to simmer away. And every 20 minutes or so we want to go in and give it a stir until it's our desired consistency. So this is about an hour and a half in, and you can see here that I'm splitting this down. So I haven't put any meat in this chilli yet, and that's because we're doing a vegetable chilli and we're doing a meat chilli. So I've taken out what I want to reserve for the vegetables, and then we're going in with our beef brisket. So this is just what I had left over from that beef brisket cook the other week. It's a good way to use up any leftover brisket and give you a really nice rich chilli. So at this point we just need to incorporate that through, and then we want to make sure we don't get any more moisture out of this Dutch oven. So we're going on with the lid. But as you can see, I'm putting the lid on upside down, and that is because I can then put the vegetable side of this on top, cover that with foil, and that will stop that from losing any more moisture and stay the same sort of consistency. And get that lid down. So for our vegetable one, we're using mushrooms. So I'm cooking these on the gas barbecue today just for convenience, but you can do this indoors. There's nothing that a barbecue will do that will change the flavour of these the way that we are cooking them. So they've gone into a cold pan, and then we're going to drizzle them with oil. And I've got 2 burners on underneath on a medium-high heat. We don't want them too hot. And we're not going to be cooking these mushrooms just as standard mushrooms. We're going to be cooking them in a special way that's going to give them a much more denser consistency and a richer flavour. And to do that, we take another pan and we put that on the top, and we apply pressure to that pan. And what we need to do is every 5 minutes or so, we just come in and we apply more pressure, and we're gradually squashing them mushrooms down. But what we're doing is we're squeezing all the moisture out of them, and that's what changes the consistency and gives it a more meaty consistency. And it gives you a wonderful Maillard reaction on the bottom of these mushrooms. So we're going to get them flipped over now. So they've had sort of 15 minutes, I suppose, on a medium-high heat. Just keep pushing that moisture out, and they don't catch because the moisture will keep lining the pan, and then the mushroom sucks that moisture back in, and as it evaporates away, so you don't lose any of the flavour, you intensify the flavour of the mushroom. And then, as you can see, over time, once you're pushing it down and you're not getting any more moisture out, that is when they are done, and you've got that beautiful colour on both sides of the mushroom. So we just want to make sure that every one of them's all got a nice amount of colour on there. So you can see all that rich and intense flavour has just been added into them mushrooms. So it's time to take them off, and we can incorporate them into our chilli that we reserved before we put the meat in. So we're just going to take our tongs, move them over. Now what you want to do is you only want to be adding these just as you were going to serve, because if you let them soak up too much of that chilli moisture, then you're going to change that mushroom texture, so rehydrate it, and it's going to have less of that sort of meaty texture. So we just incorporate them through, and then that is pretty much ready to serve. I've got one more thing that we're going to add to it once we have given the beef one a good stir through. So you can see that's the consistency. I like my chilli quite thick. If you want it thinner, then you can add a bit more stock to this, thin it back down, or not take it so far to begin with. But that beef brisket is super tender and super hot. So the last thing we want to add is a little bit of balsamic vinegar, just at the point that we are going to be serving it. So about half a teaspoon in the little chilli, teaspoon in the bigger chilli. Just incorporate that through, and it really gives it a nice richness and makes the rest of all them ingredients really sing. And that is it. Incorporate that through, and there we have one basic chilli recipe, 2 different ways. So this is fantastic for bonfire night. If you've got someone round that is plant-based, and you've got obviously your meaty friends as well, it's a really good addition to your barbecue.